This is my fourth film in this initial mini-series on the Jones hand machine, and in this final instalment we're going to actually thread the machine up. So take your reel of thread and place it on the spool pin at the back. Bring the thread forwards to this very first pigtail and simply put the thread behind the pigtail and wind the left side forwards, and it will come down straight like that. Next, go around behind the tension discs and then make sure the thread lifter is lifted towards the top, and then push the thread through the thread lifter and out the back, and then straight down to the needle and leaving an end. You'll notice that just here is the thread from the shuttle underneath the machine, which we covered in a previous video. Now raise your needle to its highest point, and the idea of that is simply to give you the maximum amount of space to make it nice and convenient for you to access the needle. Now what I suggest is use one of these fairly conventional needle threaders. There are other types available and you will have your favourite, but there's no need to use anything particularly unusual on this machine. Push it through the eye of the needle, and this machine threads from the left to the right, and simply put the thread, am I covering that up with my hands? Put the thread. Now if like me you're finding that it won't go through, it's because it's got one of those really fine and annoying ends, so we'll just use the snips to cut that off flush so that we've got a nice clean end to work with. Of course they still don't go through. I've missed. I always miss. It's a dirty great big hole. Yeah, here we go. And then simply draw it through as usual. Next, put the thread down between the toes and pull it off towards the back. Now whilst holding this left thread, just rotate the hand wheel so the thread gets taken down underneath, and then it will pick up and then stop when the needle gets to the top, and then slightly pull on this side here, and that will pull the loop of thread through from the underside, and then you can simply use your stiletto or a small screwdriver to pull the underneath thread forwards, and then pull out a few inches as you would on any other sewing machine. Pull it over to the left, close the shuttle cover, and there you are. That's your Jones hand machine threaded up and ready to sew. Oh, one thing worth mentioning before we go any further, this knob here is the tension adjustment, and it's an automatic thread release, so when you lower the foot with this lever here, those discs tighten up because of a mechanism that joins all three together. And as you can see, the discs are very loose. When the foot is down, they're gripping. Okay, so that's how you thread your Jones hand machine, and only really remains for me to say many happy hours of sewing, because they are a delightful little machine to sew on. Absolutely one of my favourite hand machines ever. I use mine all the time and it's delightful. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you on my next series of videos.